Okay, I'm back. Somebody just needed a little hug. A couple kisses on a chubby cheek and to be wrapped up in a blanket and to be reassured in her sleep. Like I said, rough time for the 2-year-old. So, anyways, I went back to find out what we were talking about, or what I was blabbing about. And I was talking about how I was able to find some really big blue buttons to put on my shrug because I'm finding my shrug way loose. It fit when I first got it for Christmas birthday, which is December, and now I'm finding it's quite a bit looser, so I wanted to put on a couple buttons just to tighten it up because, oh my gosh, it is mostly Hobie's Carnival in Stockholm, I believe it is. I'll have to double check. I have it on one of my other videos, but like I said, I don't have the site open. It's the blue, white, and gray. For some reason, mine didn't have a lot of white, which worked out okay. And then there's a few odds and ends from a couple other ones because my mother and I really like the Carnival. They're gorgeous. Okay, I've got these two. This is the same ball. My first attempt on mittens. I like the ribbing. The thumb was a little bit weird, so I'm probably going to end up taking these apart. But I like to look at them. Really nice and soft. The Carnival is got some beautiful colors, and it is a roving, so if I am going to take it apart, it's going to be a very delicate taking apart. I have a cup bag or two full of things that I'd like to take apart and just start again or make something different out of what I was attempting with those yarns. Like, I tried making slippers free-handed and they came out looking so weird. They kind of looked like those weird red rubber boots that some famous people are trying to wear. Those really weird ones. I didn't really like it, so I'm not going to keep those. And then I did these multicolored dragon scale ones, and I used like 4 or 5 strands. And it became really thick and super heavy, so it isn't wearable for a toddler because it's the size I made them in. So those need to be taken apart. Beautiful colors in it. I'm thinking about maybe doing some of the fingerless dragon scale gloves for the daughter I had made those for, the middle one. But knowing her, because there's yellows and other rainbow colors, she might not like them as much, but you never know, she might surprise me. But I think I want to do the dragon scales the opposite way that I've been seeing. Everyone seems to do the scale going this way, and being that I've made it, I don't like that. I think I want to go down to face the wearer, not the people looking at you, but for you. So I think if I do make them, I am going to make them that way. I found another really cute amulet type where they have it as a fingerless glove, and it folds over to here where there's a little button, and it has a nice spiral, and the spiral is really textured, so I'm really quite intrigued by that. I don't know who I'd make it for. Maybe I'll just make it for the sake of making it, because sometimes, you know, it is fun. I could always sell some stuff that I've made. Just being some of the stuff I'm looking at is really interesting. Another one I've been eyeing quite a bit is this really fun backpack that looks like slushes. I really think those are cute. Not necessarily something I'd want for myself, but I think they'd be a fairly quick little make, and they'd be super bright colors, and definitely would be something that I could see people wearing to festivals and stuff like that. We have a lot of concerts in the park in this area, so there's quite a few opportunities to wear fun stuff like that and have a fun time out. There's also movies in the parks, but unfortunately, my youngest is definitely the bedtime girl. She does not like to stay up past her bedtime. The other two don't mind it so much, but the littlest, she's quite particular that she gets put to bed at her bedtime. So I'm a little trapped, like going out to dinner at the in-laws' house. I gotta put my foot down and say, we gotta leave by about 6, because that's when Tiny wants to get settled, and if she doesn't get settled, she has a very unhappy night. Sorry, she was just flipping around. I wanted to make sure she was okay. Lots of extra reassurance. And my 6-year-old's getting to the end of her school year, so she's needing some extra assurances. And yeah, that's what I do. Crochet and give out hugs and kisses. So after I'm done with this particular shade of purple, we're getting into my brighter purples. So excited. Thinking for this time I'm going to end up putting probably a toilet paper roll, an empty one, in the middle, because the last time I ended up with this massive tangle at the very end, and I didn't really like the way that worked out. I ended up spending more time detangling than I did finishing the row, and that was very time consuming. I had to pull out my neck lamp. If you don't have a neck lamp, I highly recommend getting one for any craft you do. Cross stitch, diamond art, painting. If you're finding that you don't have the right light, or you're struggling when it starts to get darker out and you still want to work, get a neck lamp. Oh my goodness. I was using mine last night to rip seams while the kids were sleeping. I even use it sometimes for reading if I don't want to turn on my lamp, because sometimes that sets them off and wakes them up and makes them want to come up and see what I'm doing, and then there goes mommy's quiet time. And that is not something I want to keep losing. While I was making Chucky, I was listening to a set of books on YouTube. I am almost done the third one, and then I'm done the trilogy. And the name is escaping me, so I don't even know why I'm even bringing it up. So we'll just take that part out too. This is my hook from my hook set I won from Hobie. And as I've mentioned before, I don't use this particular hook set for anything but wearables. My other ones are a little more durable for that. My yellow number 3.5, this part, the yellow part, is just, I use such a tight stitch and I can get really intense about it, and I've actually pulled this part right off repeatedly, and I have to keep on stopping and pushing it back on. I'm not willing to replace it though, because it just seems to feel the most comfortable. It's the most worn in, the most, until it absolutely needs to be replaced, I'm just going to keep going with it. But I won't use this one for amigurumis because I'm a little bit crazy with my stitches, I guess. I'm a little bit heavy-handed, which is quite surprising. Like with this, I'm going super light. My hands don't hurt after doing this, unless I go for like 4 or 6 hours and don't stop to stretch. Always got to stop to stretch. After this, I'm not sure what I want to make for myself. I'll probably start something to just keep in the background while I do everything else that I do for other people. I have a whole series of amigurumi foods to make up for birthdays that are coming up in September. Both my daughters have birthdays in September and school starts. So we have this play kitchen, as everyone should have for the kids. And my youngest is in the age group where she's really enjoying making snacks. So she likes to make snacks. And I have made peppers, and I made sandwiches. The sandwiches are super popular. So I made 4 different sandwiches. I made 8 pieces of bread, 5 tomatoes, 4 lettuces, and 4 pieces of ham, and 4 pieces of yellow cheese. And you're not guaranteed how these sandwiches are going to be made up. There have been times where I've just had lettuce, and 1 piece of bread. It all depends on what she can come across when she's deciding to make her yummy snacks. And I find it super delightful. Especially when I've worked so hard to make them, and they were some of the first things I really got into making. I think 2 years ago now, 1 year ago. She was really small, but they're still in the rotation, and they're holding up just beautifully. So I'm looking at some broccoli, because broccoli's popular. I've got some garlic. Hobie's got a nice amount of free patterns that are the food-based ones, which is a great option. And I've gone on Pinterest and found quite a few. Just for the simple fact that I'm not crazy about the idea of buying a $30 book when I'm not even sure how long my kids were going to be into this, and I can see that other people have made them, or some of them are pretty straightforward. Like, I'm pretty sure I could make an orange now that I've made a bunch of amigurumi balls. So, but things like the avocados, those I'd probably be willing to pay for. Maybe. My son has gotten into Nirvana, and I'm thinking about adjusting the pattern I just did to turn Chucky into maybe Kurt Cobain. I think the shoes especially will lend really nicely. I don't have to do the swoop on them or anything. I can just make them look like black Converses, I think. And let's see what I can come up with. There's so many different versions of that particular hardcore rocker that I could take inspirations from. It's not to sell, it's not to copy, it's nothing like that. It is to give to one person in my household who will definitely put it on his area of collection, because he does collect the stuffies and some of that kind of stuff. He likes some figurines and whatnot. It's just what he enjoys. So my husband's got quite a little collection going now. He's got Ninja Turtles, Chucky. My son got him a Funkio Pop Chucky keychain and a little Lego of Casey Jones from Ninja Turtles. So those are pretty cute. And my daughters drew and painted a whole bunch of really nice pictures of things they like to do with their dad for Father's Day. So that worked out. I kind of helped with dinner, but I was kind of tied up around the time we actually had to do a lot of it. So my son worked all day, so my husband had to do a big chunk of it. He didn't have to do the whole dinner, but there was a bit of it he had to help out with, just because baby was being so fussy. And she won't calm down. And the screaming. Can't have the screaming, it's just too much. Anyway. Honestly, I did spend a little more time playing a demo for a game that's coming out at the end of the year that I'm really hyped up about. I do play the occasional games. I don't like to play a lot of crazy games anymore. Like, I have Grand Theft Auto 5, but I never go online because the community on there is just too tiring for me at this point. I just don't have the energy to put up with the rudeness and the people purposely trying to make you, like, I was standing there for a minute looking up something or something, and some guy just kept coming by and killing me, so I had to keep on restarting. I was like, this is not fun. And I was like a level 1, and I was like, I'm just not. I'll go play it on my own. I don't really like playing online games with other people. I've tried things like click and point, and you wait for things to make, and then you put it out in your store and stuff like that. I've tried those games, and they're fine. A lot of pay to play, which I'm not really crazy about, just because I'm a cheapskate, sorry. And sometimes I've run into some really questionable things in the community, like role play, which is fine if you're into that. I'm just not a big fan, and so I just haven't found a place where I feel really comfortable, so I just don't really talk to people online. I am trying a little harder on YouTube to say what I'm thinking to other creators and other yarn enthusiasts, because it gets tiring not being able to find people who have the same interests or same kind of mindset, which is why people are lonely. I'm not crazy lonely. I do have friends, just not a lot of yarn friends or crafting friends. So it all just depends. But anyways, I got myself the downloaded demo for House Flipper 2, which is a super chill game where you don't have to feel any pressure. I also like Stardew Valley a lot because, again, that's another no pressure game. There is things you can do if you choose to, but there is no reason why you have to, which I love. If I just want to run around and chop down trees, I can run around and chop down trees. I'll be back in 2 days. I want to go fishing. Fun. Sometimes my son and I play together, and he really likes the fishing part of things, so that's a little fun to do. But I don't do a lot of gaming. I think my computer's a pretty good gaming computer, and I've got quite a few games on there, and I play mostly casual games that if I don't play for a while, or I'm too busy because I really enjoy crocheting more, it's okay for me to just put it down and walk away. I don't have to worry about it. I do have a couple that are very story rich. I have about 3 or 4 Final Fantasies on there, but I haven't really lost the story on those, so that's not so bad. I like my gaming. I like my fun stuff. I do all the responsible stuff, but I like to switch up what I'm doing. So some days it'll seem like I'm pretty light on my content because I was going easy on my hands and holding a controller, or coloring in an adult coloring book with my kids, that kind of thing. Well, they color in their coloring books. Sometimes they like me to do that. Sometimes, quite often, no. I'm not allowed to color at the table with them. Don't ask me why, but that is the rule. They also don't like adult singing. They can sing, but if you're an adult and you sing, oh lordy, you better look out. I need another drink. But I am more than welcome to sit at the table with them and do my diamond art, or sit there and crochet with them, especially if we have cartoons on and we talk about what we're doing, and I'm able to still give them the attention while I'm doing something that's very relaxing. Like right now, I'm super relaxed. I don't know what I'm talking about, but I am feeling so relaxed. And I'm able to let go and decompress from a long day. Sometimes I need a shower, but it still doesn't quite hit the right way. A cup of tea quite often helps. just little things I can do just to ground myself and remind myself that I'm the adult. Don't let their baggage get to you, and let's show them a good way to go. Parenting is not everything I thought it would be, and not in a bad way, not at all. I love being a mom. I'm so glad I have my kids. So very, very glad. I love each and every one of them very, very much. It is just a lot of commitment and a lot of following through, but it goes by fast. Anyway, now I'm getting all like bland side songs. Let's go. Start crying. Boo-hoo. I'm enjoying the every moment I can, with every laugh I can, every song, every mess, every rolling eyes, the crazy things they say. They see that I'm stern and all this stuff, but they don't see me laughing behind my hand. One day they will. Or at the very least, they could watch this video and they'll see that I'm laughing at a lot of the things they're doing and saying. But I have to put on the whole, I'm mommy. Mommy says that this is not proper behavior for you to rub your face up and down the patio door. That does happen. I love it. I love it. I love it so much. It's going to be very nice to wear. It's going to be loose. It's going to be super airy, lightweight. And this cotton is going to get way nicer as the longer I use it and wear it. It has a little tiny bit of stiffness to it, which is great while I'm actually working it. But any part like down here, parts I've already done, it's so soft. In the right way. In the right way. Like I've gotten some clothes from Europe here and there. A little t-shirt from Venice and one of those loose jumpsuits from England, and their cotton is so soft compared to cotton I get here in North America, which is quite not soft, not cool. And I'm really becoming more and more picky with what type of fibers that I'm using, what type of fibers I'm putting on myself and my family. I don't just want to put stuff on for the sake of having something to put on. It just... So, got an order from Temu. Really excited. Got my new great big hooks. Love these things. I did a review on them in my last video. So if you want to see the review, please watch that. I'm not doing 2 million reviews on the same thing because it feels repetitive. But let's just say I'm pleasantly surprised with the quality. So my shower head that belongs to me, not the building I'm renting from, decided after 17 years or so that the rubber was going to go rock hard and just fall out. So now it doesn't want to work. So I saw on Temu that they do have some shower heads, some different options. My hose is in perfect condition. There's just the rubber inside that piece is done. And I can't replace it because I don't even think they make that one anymore. Served me well. Thank you, sir. So I saw on Temu that they have fancy ones that will take a low pressure, which we have in this building, being that we're on the 3rd floor. We get very little, and my son's room is in the loft upstairs, so he gets even less pressure up there. Got him a shower set too. His apparently is wonderful. He is so happy. He's having the best showers he's had in a couple years. The water pressure is great. It has 6 different adjustments. It's hanging in the right spot. It is gorgeous, not leaking everywhere, and he is feeling so very comfortable and happy. I got one too. I got a different kind. Mine, if you look at it, you can't tell where the water's going to come out. It kind of looks like a screen, like a full screen on it, and you've got these little tiny holes. Like it comes out in this weird spiral, which actually feels really nice. I don't have a tub in my bathroom. My bathroom has a giant tub-sized shower that is very open. The lip of it is only this high up. So I have a shower curtain and this lip. And this shower head widens as it goes down. So I'm flooding my bathroom every time I use it. It works wonderfully other than that. And I'm really sad about that. So I'm going to have to get a different one like my son's. And hopefully not flood my floor, because I don't really have a lot of options on how to keep the water from spraying back out. It's disappointing. And if I put the actual shower head that came with the place, it reaches a quarter of, it doesn't even make it to where the drain is. It's really weak. And I'm not a big fan of that. I have this giant shower that you can fit 4 people in if you really wanted to, and my water doesn't even hit the middle of it. How am I supposed to keep that thing clean if I can't rinse it? I don't like throwing buckets of water at the wall that never touches water. Anyway, so for now, I just have to be very aware. And my 6-year-old cannot be using my shower because she did, and oh my god, the walls were all wet. The door frame was wet. Everything was wet. And she just kept pulling open the side that the water was streaming out the most, and it's just, oh my goodness. You're gonna have to go in the other bathroom. So the middle bathroom, because I have 3 bathrooms, is going to get this shower head. It has a full side tub, and the shower head that's in there is a lot older, and it's supposed to be one of those rain ones, and it doesn't work very well in this place. So I'm hoping that this one will really be okay in there and not create a giant mess like it does in mine. So I'm gonna have to go with something a little less fun. But I only paid $2.98 for just the shower head, which was an amazing deal. And it works. It really does work. It's just what I have to use is not working with it, so that's not their fault. But I'm pretty happy with that. Even if I get 5 years out of it for $3. It's metal, and we have hard water here, so if it makes it 3 years, that's gonna be pretty darn cool. We got a little color change in there. There we go. So, yeah, this is kind of a work with me. Hopefully my ramblings were okay. I've seen other YouTubers do it, so I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna do a little bit of a ramble. Just because I didn't have a lot to showcase. My last video was a great big finish, and right now I'm in the middle of doing a couple projects, but I mean, yeah, I can't finish a project for every video. I'm not always going to be able to have thrifted yarn. That ends up costing after a while, and I'm not going to have brand new yarn. I'll only get that occasionally because I do have quite a bit of yarn to work with right now. And I'm not going to become a person that has like a giant room of yarn. I have 2 totes and a couple shelves here. That's all I have room for. I do not have room for more. I'd love to say I do, but a good chunk of my crafting stuff is here and on a shelf in a closet. A big closet, but still, it's a big shelf. And that's where I keep my paints. I don't even want to get into how many paints I have, and glues, and papers, and scissors, and all the stuff I need. Like, the kids do not have to worry about finding crafting stuff. I do have to get more paper again. We're out of paper, but right now the dry erase boards should be okay for now. Art is big in my house. But yeah, I'm not going to be getting into buying a ton of yarn and stuff as much as I'd like to. I'll keep cycling through what I've got. I mean, I just used up 3 balls for my son's pillows, and I used up 3 tiny balls of orange out of my scraps here, which soon enough is going to be a project that I'm going to be making yarn balls, the mixed ones like they sell on Etsy, because I do have a couple ideas of some things I'd like to try with my scraps. Namely, so maybe a throw blanket or 2 for the colder weather, because I do have a few couches in the house and some reading spots, and my girls have a play area upstairs now, and we got a little TV and stuff, but they don't have a lot of seating options, so I'm thinking about maybe making them some great big floor pillows to place down there too. Not a ton of room, so I'll have to think about it. But I gotta get on top of those dining table chairs. They are in such terrible shape, and they're only getting worse, because of course now the girls are picking at what's peeling, so it's got to get done soon so we can all be comfortable when it comes to sitting at the table. Anyways, I'm gonna go and put this on my computer and do a quick edit, throw this up, have a little mini nap before my alarm goes off, and then get up for part of the day and probably nap in the afternoon for a bit. Weird sleeping habits, I know, but this is what works right now for the family and where I'm needed the most. This is when nightmares happen. It's best I'm awake for that kind of thing. Anyway, thanks for chilling with me for a little bit, keeping me company while I do this. Being up late, thinking about my yarn. Got these ombres here that I really want to make something for myself for fall. So I'm deciding on what to do. I've got 2 balls of it. It's Mandela ombre. Like, ooh, I want to wear this. I just want something cushy in this. Sometimes just sitting here is dangerous. I just look at what I've got there, and I'm very happy with the choices I've gotten. And yeah, I'll take more if I can get some more, but I'm not in any rush to run out and grab it for the sake of grabbing it, unless it's something that's really useful. Like this green is very, very close to this green here, which is why my son picked it. And I like the idea of this with black. I'm really quite tempted with a stripy something to pull on, but I'm not sure if I want to do a poncho. Maybe I want to do a small cardigan, maybe a little this or that. I don't know. There's so many awesome options of just gorgeous things. Maybe even just a V-stitch, simple stripe. I don't know. I do like the green, but I like this green too. This pink is amazing. I've got fluffy yarn. I got non-fluffy yarn. I've got fancy yarns, not fancy yarns. I got stuff people want me to make, things that I have to do for presents. And again, I'm very tired. Starting to ramble. Not starting to, I've rambled the whole time. There's going to be parts. Yeah, we're not going to go there. Thank you for joining me here at all the Crackers in the Box.